Hello and welcome to our online training on using the TI-Nspire calculators for geometric constructions. Many of you have requested extra training on the TI-Nspire in general, and through some surveys we realized that several of you have difficulty or are finding it hard to teach constructions to your students. So this training is essentially attempting to complete both of those tasks at the same time. If you would, we're going to go ahead and grab your TI-Nspire calculator. I know we're all at different levels, so we'll go at a decent pace, but also with it being a video, you're welcome to pause or rewind as necessary. And if you would, click on your home button, that would be this button right here, to go to the screen that you see here. And what we're going to do is select New. Now, if you already have a document open, it may ask you to save said document. And if that's the case, you may want to do that depending on what you've used in the past. But for me, I'm at a brand new spot, and what I'm going to do is add a geometry page. Okay, so add a geometry page, and then immediately you'll notice this little star up here is an indicator that this has not been named yet. So I'm going to go to Doc, File, and I'm going to Save As, and then what I would like for you to save this particular file as is your first initial, your last name, and then GOPD. So first initial, last name, GOPD, and then click Save. All right, great. Now the first things we're going to do, we're just going to jump right into geometric constructions and think about perpendicular bisectors and angle bisectors and how difficult this could have been teaching with a traditional compass and ruler, and how much easier it's going to be on the Nspire. So what we're going to do is go to Menu, and I want to select points and lines, specifically a segment at this point. And so what I'm going to do is click, drag it over, and then click again. It doesn't matter how long, but when you're finished with that segment, hit Escape, and what will happen is it'll leave you with a segment, a point, segment in the middle. And then we're going to learn how to do a perpendicular bisector to this segment. Now, if you think back to old school constructions, we would put the compass right here, we would open it more than halfway, we would draw an arc, do the same thing over here, draw an arc, and then connect those two arcs to create your perpendicular bisector. Not the hardest thing ever, but some students found that challenging. Well, if you go to Menu and select Constructions, number 7, you'll notice number 3 right here says Perpendicular Bisector. If you click on that and literally just touch your segment, it will do the bisecting for you. Now, what kind of teaching lessons can you have? Well, it's completely up to you, but I'm seeing a midpoint. I can discuss what midpoint means. We can actually measure this segment and verify that the left side and the right side do both have the same exact measure. So there's lots of things you can do here. But that's the basic construction, right? Is creating a perpendicular bisector. So what I want to do is go ahead and save this. We've done some work. We don't want to lose it. So I'm going to go back to Doc, File, hit Save, number 4. And then I'm going to go to my home screen. I'm going to add another geometry page. And you can do that. Don't hit New. We're not creating a new document. We're just going to go down here and select the geometry page to add one. And you'll notice instead of 1.1 now at the top, it says 1.2. So we're going to go ahead and draw an angle this time using 2 segments. So one segment there, click it again, create your angle. I chose an acute one. You can do it obtuse if you'd like. And then we're going to select this time angle bisector from the constructions list. So Menu, Construction, Angle Bisector. And then we just need to click on the 3 different points that create that angle. And when I click on the 3rd one and let go, it will create an angle bisector for me. And what's really neat about these Nspires is you can manipulate this angle now any way you want. Like if I choose to take this point, I can make this an obtuse angle. I can make it a straight angle. I can make it a right angle. And no matter which angle I have, you'll notice that that angle bisector is staying and it continues to bisect that angle. And so it's really cool when your students are doing this. It's a visual for them to realize an angle bisector has nothing to do with the size of the angle. It merely is bisecting or cutting that angle into 2 congruent pieces. So last thing for this one, we're going to go to File, Save, and we're done. Congrats.